Hi guys, Kaza here. Welcome back. We're about to start Chapter 3, Section 2, so hopefully that will go well. Especially after what we just found out about the other soldiers leaving us. So hopefully everything will go well, and yeah, I'm gonna miss Saito and Heisuke though. Alright, let's get going, guys. July 1867. I should go to sleep. As if chiding myself would help. My mind was wide awake. I wasn't falling asleep anytime soon. But why? I was nervous, certainly, and I trained earlier that day, but neither of those things was anything new. I need to go to sleep soon, or I'd oversleep in the morning, and that would be embarrassing. As I forced my eyes shut for the 1000th time, I heard my door in my room slide open. I don't trust my door anymore. Things keep opening and coming in.
今いいか。ちょっと広間まで来い。
Are you awake? Yes? The voice outside belonged to Hijikata, and I scrambled to my feet. What is it?
お前に客だ。
You have a visitor. A visitor? Who would come to visit me?
来ればわかる。早くしろ。
You'll see. Hurry up. Right. I wonder who it is. I shuffled down the hallway after him and burst into the common room. Konda, Okita, Harada, Nagakura, all the top men in the Shinsengumi were there, and so was someone else.
お久しぶり
She really came visit. It's only been months. Hey, Chizuru, how you doing? Sen! My visitor was Sen? We met in Kyoto proper some time ago. She was near my age, but had a unique and overwhelming personality, which had allowed me to see her right through my disguise. And now she's come to visit a place full of men. Nothing weird about that. At least to her friends, right? But why did she come to the Shinsengumi? Who are you? Only then did I notice a beautiful woman dressed as a ninja seated next to Sen.
あ、彼女は私の連れよ。まあ、護衛役みたいなものだと思ってね。
Oh, yes. She is with me. My bodyguard, one might say. You look familiar. Were you that lady in the red light district? Just with your hair down. Kind of look like her. Bodyguard? I answered nothing and only prompted more questions. The captains kept silent, content to simply observe our conversation. Whatever was about to transpire, it seemed they intended to leave the decision to me. So, Sen, why are you here?
私ね、あなたを迎えに来たの。
What? I've come to take you. That had not been the short list I had begun to compile of reasons Sen sought my company in the middle of the night. A quick glance around the room revealed that it had not been on anyone else's either. Pardon? I don't understand what you're saying.
まだ状況を理解していないのね。でも心配しないで。
No.
私を信じて。
My bad. No, what you don't understand is the situation. But you needn't worry. You do trust me, don't you? I only met you once. I certainly didn't suspect her of anything untoward, but...
時間がありません。すぐにここを出る準備をしてください。
Yeah, that does sound like that lady. There's no time. We must make preparations to leave immediately. Silent until that moment, the woman at Sen's elbow finally spoke. Wait, hold on. Why should I go with you?
そうだぜ。わけがわからねえ。いきなり訪ねてきて合わせろって言い出すし。
Yeah, that's a good damn question. Just barge in here, ask us here, and spring this on us?
合わせたらいきなり連れてくだ。
I think it's about time you told us.
俺らにも理解できるように説明してくんねえか。
There's moments where I'm beginning to debate, like, should I turn off their voices so I can just read this on my own? I think it's about time you told us what the hell's going on here. Please, Sen. I didn't let my gaze waver from her eyes.
そうね。じゃあ、順を追って説明しましょう。
Yes, I do suppose you have a point. Well, very well. I shall begin at the beginning. Okay. She cast her gaze around the room. This explanation was not simply for my benefit.
あなたたち、風間を知っていますよね。何度か刃を交えていると聞きました。
You're familiar with Kazama, yes? I heard you have crossed swords with him once or twice. How do you even know him?
なんでそのことを知ってる？
How do you know that?
この今日で起きていることは、だいたい耳に入ってくるのです。
Oh, well, I hear most things that happen in Kyoto, eventually.
なるほど。お前も奴らと似たようなうさんくさい一味だってことか。
You're something like Kazama and his punks, aren't you?
あんなのと一緒にされると困るんだけど。でも、遠からずかしら。
I would rather prefer not to be associated with his ilk, but yes, in a sense, you are correct.
まあいい。風間の話だったな。
Fine, you were talking about Kazama?
あいつは池田や金門の変、二条城と何度も俺たちの前に現れている薩長の仲間だろう。
He should have at Okita, Hagamaguri, and Nijo. He's got something to do with Satsuma and Chosu, doesn't he?
仲間っていうより、彼らは彼らで何か目的があるみたいだったけどね。
Well, most of the time it seemed like he was there for his own reason and not any kind of domain politics.
どっちにしても、奴らは新選組の敵だ。
Either way, he's an enemy of the Shinsengumi.
では、彼らの狙いが彼女だということも。
Then you're also aware that he's pursuing your lady friend here. Sin gestured at me for the captain's benefit, then fixed me with a level stare. Hi! What was going on? This was getting stranger and stranger, and I was starting to think I didn't really want to know the rest of the story.
承知している。彼らは自らを鬼と名乗っている。信じているわけではないが。
We are aware of that. We're also aware that Kazama and his compatriots call themselves demons. Not that we're inclined to believe such a claim, of course.
ですが、信じるしかないでしょうね。三人が三人とも人間離れした使い手ですから。
Regardless, we must consider it. They have demonstrated several times that their strength and skill beyond any human.
面白いな。三男さんがそういうこと言うんだ。
I guess you know, huh, Sanan? The room grew slightly more uncomfortable. I didn't think Okita had meant to offend with his remarks, but... So, go on, Sen.
彼らが鬼という認識はあるんですね。ならば、話は早いです。
Ah, then you know that they're demons. Excellent. That'll save me some time, then.
実を申せば、この私も実は人ではありません。
I'm
私も鬼なのです。
I'm not a human either. I'm also a demon. A demon? Sen was a demon?
本来の名は、千姫と申します。
I am, in fact, a princess. Princess Sen. Acquaintance of the heroine, they first met each other in Kyoto. She says she's a demon. Okay. At least apparently us women don't get very strength-wise. Very strong. That made no sense. We're not very strong, what was I say. Not like the other guys, I guess. Or at least in this time period, we're kind of just like, we're here. With that, she gave us an elegant bow, exactly like what one might expect from a princess.
私は千姫様に代々仕えている忍びの家の者でございます。
I come from a family of ninjas who've served Princess Sen and her family for generations.
なるほどな。やけに愛想がいいと思ってたが、てめえの狙いは最初から新選組の情報を仕入れることか。
I wondered why you were being so friendly. You were gathering information on the Shinsengumi.
さあ、何のことにござりましょう。
I have no idea what you mean. She shook her head in the side playland and met Hijikata's glare with an innocent smile.
おい、知り合いなのか？
You know her?
よく見ろ、新八。君菊さんだ。島原で会った時と服装は違うが、顔は同じだろう。
Move your eyes up about 6 inches, Senpachi. That's Kimigiku. She's dressed a little different from when we met her at Shimbara, but that's her face, all right.
Nani?
What? Nagakura nearly fell over in shock. After recovering, he made a great show of staring pointedly at Kimigiku's face, first after he received a smile identical to the one Hijikata had received. I was right. I recognized you.
この国には古来から鬼が存在していました。幕府や諸藩の上位の立場の者は知っていたことです。
We demons have lived in this country since a very long time ago. The top officials in the shogunate and many in the domains already know of us. It was still something of a shock, but after meeting Kazama and his companions, it was somewhat easier to accept Sen's explanation as the truth.
ほとんどの鬼たちは人々と関わらず、ただ静かに暮らすことを望んでいました。ですが、
Most demons had no interest in human matters and preferred to be left alone, to go about their own affairs in peace.
鬼の強力な力に目をつけた時の権力者は、自分に力を貸すように求めました。
However, humans in positions of power thought they might achieve great things with the assistance of demons, and so demanded that assistance. And did the demons obey?
多くの者は拒みました。人間たちの争いに、彼らの野心に、なぜ自分たちが加担しなければならないのかと。
Many did not. They felt they had an obligation to involve themselves in human affairs. Human ambition meant nothing to them.
ですが、そうして断った場合、圧倒的な兵力が押し寄せて、村落が滅ぼされることさえあったのです。
But when they refused, the human lords were furious. They sent out great armies to destroy villages of the demons. How horrible.
鬼の一族は次第に各地に散り散りになり、隠れて暮らすようになりました。
Demon clans scattered across the country and were, perforce, sent into hiding.
人との交わりが進んだ今では、血筋の良い鬼の一族はそう多くはありません。
No longer isolated in their own communities, demons began to mate with humans. These days, there are a few demons who can claim a pure bloodline.
それがあの風間たちだということかな。
And I assume Kazama is one of these? Sen nodded.
今、西国で最も大きく血筋の良い鬼の家といえば、薩摩の後ろ盾を得ている風間家です。棟梁は風間千景。
Currently, the largest pureblood family in the West is Kazama, who has the support of the Satsuma domain, the head of family you have already met, the Chikage Kazama. Chikage Kazama?
そして、東側で最も大きな家は、雪村家。
In the East, the largest family is the Yukimura. What?
雪村家は滅んだと聞いています。ですが、その子はその生き残りではないか。私はそう考えています。
I had heard the Yukimura family had been destroyed, but it would seem that there is a survivor. That survivor is her.
あなたには特別強い鬼の力を感じるの。
Chizuru, the blood that runs in your veins is pure and strong. I sense great power from you. No way. But...
あなたは鬼なの。ごめんね。これは間違いないの。
No, you are very much a demon. I apologize, but there it is. Me. My character was informed by the princess Sen that she's a demon. I never knew this about myself. I've been for killing wounds. The finality of her words brought back a cold silence to the room. I had no desire to believe her story, but the more I thought back on the events that seemed ugly and nonsensical, the more it made sense. Now I knew why Kazama was after me and why I had always healed so much more quickly than anyone else.
純血の鬼の子孫であれば、風間が求めるのも道理です。
If Chizuru is indeed the descendant of a pure-blooded demon, then Kazama's desire for her is clear.
鬼の血筋が良い者同士が結ばれれば、より強い鬼の子が生まれるのですから。
Should two purebloods mate, they'll produce an even more powerful demon.
なるほど。嫁にする気か。
Ah, so he wants her for his bride.
風間は必ず奪いに来るでしょう。
After a fashion, yes. Kazama will definitely return for her.
今のところ本気で仕掛けてきてはいないようですが、遊びがいつまで続くかはわかりません。
Thus far, he has been content to toy with you, but I cannot guess how much longer that may last.
そうなった時、あなたたちが守りきれるとは思わない。
Should he devote all his formidable abilities to this task, I do not think you'll be able to protect her.
たとえ新選組だろうと、鬼の力の前では無力です。
Even the Shinsengumi cannot stand against the true power of a demon.
なあ、千姫さんよ。無力ってのは言い過ぎなんじゃねえか？
Whoa there, princess. You don't think that's going a bit far?
新八の言う通りだ。そいつはちっとばかし俺たちを見くびりすぎだぜ。
Senpachi's right. You aren't giving us enough credit.
今まで戦うことができたのは、彼らが本気ではなかったからです。
The only reason you're still alive is because Kazama and his companions have not turned their full strength on you.
本気になってもらおうじゃありませんか。本物の鬼の力見せていただきたいものですね。
And let them. I should dearly like to see the power of a true demon. Sanan! Kazama's friends had already demonstrated incredible strength. Even the captains of Shinsengumi had been easily brushed aside. If that was not even the full extent of their strength, then the battle to the death against one of them would be...
言っておくが、ここは身風呂と言われた新選組だ。
Let me be clear, lady. We're the Shinsengumi, the wolves, the Mibu.
鬼の一匹や二匹相手にしたって、びくともしねえんだよ。
We're not gonna piss ourselves over a demon or two.
そうですね。こっちだって、泣く子も黙る鬼副長が率いてますからね。
Very true. Besides, we've got the demon himself in command, don't we?
お前は一言二言多いんだよ。
Always have to have the last word, don't you?
お気持ちはよくわかりますが、実際にはそう簡単でないことは分かっているのでしょう。
I understand how you feel, but you must realize that these men are unlike any other foe you have faced before.
ですから、私たちに任せてください。私たちなら彼女を守れる可能性も高まります。
That's why I must ask you to leave Chizuru to us. In our care, her chances of survival will be much higher.
おいおい、決めつけんなよ。俺たちが守れないっていうのか？
Hey, give us a chance, alright? Are you trying to say we can't protect her?
あんたらの守れる可能性ってなんだ？確実に守れるって保証がないなら渡す必要はないだろう。
Besides, what do you mean chances? If you can't guarantee your safety, I can't see why we should hand her over to you.
それよりも、部外者のあなたが僕たち新選組の内情に口を出さないでくれるかな。
Look, lady, you're not part of the Shinsengumi, so I'd appreciate if you could keep your nose out of our business, alright? They made it quite clear that they weren't interested in Sen's offer. Perhaps they had been a little harsh, but I couldn't deny the warm feeling of being part of a family who was unwilling to let me go.
土方さんはどうお考えです？
What about you, Hijikata?
風間たちの力を承知している土方さんなら、姫のお話、お分かりいただけるんじゃありません？
You acknowledge Kazama's strength.
こちらに渡してくださいな。
Surely you must at least consider the princess's offer. Please, give Chizuru to us.
それとこれとは話が別だ。
That's different. Kimigiku's smile froze.
相手がどんだけ強いかどうか知らねえが、俺たちが新選組の名にかけて守るってこととは関係ねえ。
I don't know how strong our enemy really is, but that doesn't change the fact that we'll protect her in the name of the Shinsengumi.
それに、お前たちが鬼だというのは認めるが、別に信用したわけじゃない。
Besides,
信用する義理もない。
I keep cutting everyone off. I'm so sorry. Besides, you're a demon too. Why should we trust you?
無礼な物言いですね。千姫様は鈴鹿御前様の血を引く。
Do you know who you're speaking to? Princess Sen is a descendant of Suzaka Gozen, a female demon said to have lived on Suzaka Mountain. She fell in love with Tamamaru Sakanoe and went to live with him in Yase. That was a mouthful, and I'm so butchered that name.
君菊、おやめなさい。今はそのようなことを言っている時ではありません。
Kimikiku, please, this is not necessary. Her tone was calm and friendly, but left no room for argument.
私も土方君に同意します。彼女にはまだここにいてもらわないと困りますしね。
I agree with Hijikata. She should stay here with the Shinsengumi. Kimiguku glared at Sana but said nothing.
そうですか。困りましたね。どうしても承知してはいただけませんか？
I see. That is a problem then. There's no way I can convince you. Kondo remained silent for most of his discussion, his arms folded in thought, but at last he spoke.
雪村君、君自身はどう思うんだ？
Yukimura, what do you have to say about this? Me? Well, I,
そうか。我々の前では何かと話しにくいかもしれないな。千姫さんと二人で話してくるといい。
I see. It must be difficult to discuss with an audience. You want to speak with Princess Sen, alone.
近藤さん、そいつは。
What the hell, Kondo? Hijikata was not the only one to object, and most of the room rose up in protest.
せめて誰か一人立ち会うべきでしょう。あちらも君菊さんに来てもらえばいい。
There should at least be one witness. The princess may take Kimiguko as well, of course.
まあいいじゃないか。
No, that's not necessary. Kondo swept his gaze across the room.
この子は無茶なことはしないよ。ちゃんと道理をわきまえた子だ。
Yukimura has shown herself to be reasonable. I have no doubt she won't do anything foolish.
なあ、雪村君。
Am I correct, Yukimura? Of course. I never betray you, any of you.
仕方ないな。近藤さんが言うんじゃ。
Well, if Kondo says so. His words spoke for the rest of them as well. They might not like it, but Kondo was the chief, and what he said went.
二人きりになった途端、そのまま彼女を連れ去るなんてことはないでしょうね。
You won't sail away the moment the two of you are alone, will you?
心配は無用です。私は風間たちとは違います。
You needn't worry. I am not like Kazama. I'll be fine. Sen isn't a bad person.
ありがとう。
Why, thank you, Chizuru. She smiled. This is just tons of fun, isn't it? A few months later, we found ourselves alone in my room.
急にいろんなことを言われて、頭の中が混乱したでしょ。ごめんね。
I know I've given you a terrible amount of things to think on this evening, and I'm awfully sorry. Now that we were alone, she was less formal. This is the son I had met in Kyoto all those months ago. No, it's all right. I'm sorry about, them. They said some pretty mean things.
まあ、想定の範囲内かな。いきなりあんな話を信用しろっていうのが無理なんだもん。
Well, that's to be expected, I fear. I was asking rather a lot of them, and frightfully sudden.
鬼なんて簡単に信じられる人間は少ないから。
Not many humans would accept the existence of demons so readily.
それよりも、私の提案どうかな？ちゃんと考えてみてくれる？
But enough on that. On to business. What do you say about my offer? Have you thought on it? I had indeed. If Sen had come to me when I first arrived in Kyoto, I might have well taken her up on our hospitality. But now...
新選組の人は守れるって言っていたけど、私は無理だと思う。
The Shinsengumi seem to believe that it can protect you, though I do not doubt their dedication. I confess I do doubt their ability. Perhaps what she said was true. To stand against demons would be no mean feat. The Shinsengumi was powerful and skilled. I had seen them face overwhelming odds and emerge victorious, but always, those odds had only been human. The strength of even a single demon was something great and terrible. Of that there was no doubt. We had all seen so firsthand, and some had even lost their lives to that strength. Even the captains had nearly fallen before them.
だから、私たちと一緒に行かない？あなたは新選組から離れるべきよ。
Will you come with us then? It is dangerous for you to remain with the Shinsengumi. Sen... Her eyes were serious but warm and honest. Whatever else she might be, her concern for me was real. Thank you, Sen, but I hesitated.
それとも、ここから離れたくない理由でもあるの？
Is there a reason you wish to stay? Yeah.
あらら。もしかして、誰か心に思う人でもいるのかな？
Oh my. One of those gentlemen, perhaps? What? Her question had been entirely innocent, although it had caught me off guard. I couldn't possibly lie to her. Yeah, I like one of them. Hijikata, actually. Yeah. I nodded and did my best to look confident.
そっか。
I see. She smiled.
誰なのかまでは聞かないけど、あなたが一人の女として見つけたものがここにはあるんだね。
Well, I shan't ask who, but I can certainly understand your dilemma.
それなら離れろなんて言えないな。
That being the case, I couldn't possibly tell you to leave. Well, thank you, Sen. Thank you for waiting. The common room was just as we had left it, and every head swiveled to look at Sen and me as we stepped back in. It didn't look as though we had tried to kill each other in our absence, which was something of a relief.
結論は出たかな？
Have you reached a decision? Before I could speak, Sen stepped forward.
これまで通りよろしくお願いします。
After some discussion, we have decided to leave things as they are. Sen. She bowed deeply to the captains.
姫様、よろしいのですか、本当に。
Are you sure, Your Highness?
ええ、もう決めたことだから。今は彼女の意思を優先しましょう。
Quite. For now, I believe it's the utmost importance to prioritize Chizuru's desire.
わかった。そういうことなら、新選組が責任を持って預からせてもらおう。
Very well. The Shinsengumi accepts responsibility for her well-being. No sooner were the words out of his mouth than all the captains rushed toward me. Oh, God.
まあ、大船乗ったつもりで任せとけって。
Just relax and leave it to me.
新八の船は泥船だけどな。しかしまあ、よかったな。
Oh, I'm sure Shinpachi will give you all sorts of other things to worry about. Still glad to have you around.
ここに残るなんて、よくよく物好きだね。
What kind of girl would want to stay here? Well, since the captains are pretty hot, it's kind of asking, like, why not?
言っておくが客人扱いする気はないからな。お前の待遇は今までと同じだ。
You know, I can't really imagine Hijikata rushing to like, oh my god, she's staying, and be like, hi. It doesn't make you some kind of special guest. You get the same treatment you always have. Right, thank you, all of you, for letting me stay. Sen took my hands in hers and let her eyes rest on mine.
くれぐれも気をつけてね。私はいつでもあなたの味方だから。
Do be careful, and remember, I am on your side. Thank you, Sen. She gave me one last warm smile, and then Sen and Kimikuku were gone. Like poof of smoke, or just they walked out. Once again, my sleep refused to come. My mind worked furiously, turning over everything Sen had told me, examining it from every angle. I was a demon. Not only that, I was the head of a pure-blood demon clan that had been nearly destroyed. My heritage was the reason Kazama had developed such an interest in me. Gosh. I had decided to stay with the Shinsengumi, but was that really the best idea? Should I have left instead? I wanted to stay, of course, and I didn't really think leaving was a reasonable choice, but what if I had made a mistake? It wasn't an easy question to answer. The heck? The relentless flow of thought had at last begun to subside when I heard noise erupt from outside. Roars and shouts of battle accompanied by the sound of steel against steel echoed through the night.
夜分に失礼します。
I'm sorry for bothering you so late, but this is an emergency. There's someone just outside my door. Shimada? Yes? The word was barely out of my mouth and the door snapped open and Shimada stepped into my room. His eyes darted back and forth nervously and his body was tense. Yeah, something happened. He nodded.
鬼たちが屯所に襲撃を仕掛けてきました。
Demons have attacked us. Here. What? I leapt for the door and he threw out an arm to stop me and his eyes met mine.
奴らの狙いは君です。ここでじっとしていてください。
They're after you, which means you need to stay here. But... I was the reason they had come here. How could I justify sitting on my hands while others fought my battles for me? I didn't know what to do. Fuck this, I'm going outside. I have to go, Shimada.
いや、それは困ります。
I can't let you do that. Those demons are here for me. If anyone gets hurt, maybe they'll listen to me. That's why they're here, right? What if I can convince them to leave peacefully? Please, I'm begging you, let me go. Shimada's brow furrowed and his mouth drew into a tight line, but at last he sighed and shook his head.
わかりました。俺が任せられたのはあなたの護衛です。ここから出るというならついていきます。
Wouldn't that be nodding his head instead of shaking his head? Fine. I was told to protect you, though, so if you're going, then so am I. Okay. Just waddle outside. We ran out of the house, and I paused momentarily, unsure of where to go.
こっちです。
It's- Well, that was... Maybe I should have stayed inside. One moment, Shimada was there, and the next he wasn't. He flew several yards through the air and then landed hard on the ground and slid another few feet and lay still. Shimada! I froze.
どこに行くつもりだ?
Just where do you think you're going? The cold, flat voice. Chikage Kazama? At the same instant that I recognized his voice, I felt his arm snake around my neck and pull me toward him. Well, it definitely did not go as planned. And I'm hoping Shimada just got the wind knocked out of him. I love his glowing eyes, though. I struggled, but his grip was as immovable as steel. Let me go!
こんな鬼のなり損ないばかりが集まった場所で何をすることがある?
What sort of business do you have with false demons? His voice was like a cold breath in my ear, and I could almost hear a sneer in his tone.
いくら人間に協力したところで最後は裏切られるだけだぞ。作られたまがいものの鬼たちを見ただろう。
No matter how much you give to these humans, they will betray you. You've seen those abominations they've created, haven't you?
あんなものを生み出す奴らに手を貸し、お前に何がある?
What could you possibly hope to gain from them? I was at a loss for words. The creation of the Furies was hardly something I approved of, but I wasn't part of the Shinsengumi. What right did I have to criticize their actions? Especially when the very concoction that allowed them to create their false demons had been created by my father.
豚書に討ち入ってくるとは大した度胸だな。だが、これ以上好き勝手はさせない。
Bring in our headquarters, huh? Takes balls, but that fun's over now, pal.
おいてめえ、話してくれ!
Hey, let her go. Hijikata, Harada! Behind them, I could see Yamazaki and several of the other Shinsengumi soldiers. Some men were missing, though. Had they been injured by the demons? Perhaps even killed?
貴様らにはこいつの価値はわかるまい。この女はふさわしいものに利用されてこそ真価を発揮するのだ。
You guys have no idea of her worth. She's most valuable and used by a fitting partner.
そんなに嫁にしたかったら堂々と口説くんだな。かっこ悪いぜ、てめえのやり方はよ。
If you're that into her, then bring her flowers and stuff, like a normal guy. This stuff is just creepy. I have to agree. Court me at least, goddammit, don't steal me. The Shinsengumi had surrounded Kazama by now, but his grip on me hadn't wavered for even a moment.
言っておくが、そいつは人質にはならねえぞ。
She's worthless to you as a hostage.
もとよりそんなつもりはない。貴様らごとき障害物にすらならん。
I have no intention of using her as such. She is my goal here, not a hostage. The rest of you are simply obstacles. The ring of men around him began to draw in. I could feel the tension build, like a rope being pulled taut. Soon it would reach its breaking point. What was I going to do? Attack. Escape. Trust. Fuck it all, I'm gonna attack. Kazama had a good hold on me from behind, but he hadn't bothered to restrain my arms. Perhaps he had simply thought that there was nothing I could do, or that I wouldn't dare to attack him. Or perhaps he thought that even if I did, he had no difficulty dealing with my attacks. I wasn't foolish enough to think I might actually beat him in a fight, but at least I could try and defend myself, and let the Shinsengumi deal with my problems on their own long enough. Yeah! I jerked my kodachi out of his scarab and swung it at him. Before it could even reach him, Kazama's hand shot out to grab my sword arm, stopped me as surely as if I had hit a wall. His hand slipped to my wrist, and I twisted viciously. I was strong enough that I thought for a moment my bones would break. With a cry, my sword flew from my fingers. Pointless. You thought you could actually hit me? No, but I will. Oh. What? My abort attack had distracted Kazama for only a split second, but that was all the time Hijikata needed. Within the space of a breath, he closed the distance between himself and my captor, and the tip of his blade leaping toward Kazama's throat. Damn it! Almost too quickly to see, he leaned out of the way. Hijikata's blade hissed through the air centimeters from his neck. The lesser man, a human, would have been dead, and so, for a moment, Kazama's demon strength and reflexes were focused on the sword at his throat. That moment was enough for me to break free. Oh, look at the picture. I like it. Hang on, let me move myself out of the way real quick. Bam. Ah, caught in his eyes. Alright. I felt a gentle, powerful arm curl around my body, catching and sheltering me at the same time. Hijikata? I thought you were supposed to stay in your room. You're a real pain, kid. I know, I'm sorry. Still, you did good. What? Wouldn't have had that opening without you. Good job. Praise from Hijikata was not something I was accustomed to. I opened my mouth to say I wasn't sure what when... Girl is mine. I will not give her to a mere human. Kazama had recovered quickly from the attack, and his eyes smoldered with cold fury. I'm sorry, but I can't give her to you. The Shinsengumi is responsibility for her now. We gave our word. No going back. I felt his grip on me tighten as he spoke. Chizuru, you know you're a demon, yes? Then come. Join me. No, I'll never join you. I'm staying here. Now please, please leave. You would choose a simple human then?
残念だったな、風間。振られちまったみたいだぜ。
Ah, too bad, Kazama. Looks like you've got dumped. I hadn't noticed Shiranui appear, but behind him I could see the Fury Corps ready for battle. And at their head was Sanan. I haven't seen you ready for battle, so this is kind of interesting. Ah!
こんなところにいましたか。あなたたちの相手はこの羅刹隊が預かります。
There you are. The Fury Corps will be your opponent.
この素晴らしい力を思う存分に味わってください。
This is our excellent chance for you to witness our tremendous strength.
新手のようですね。どうしますか?
These men are fresh, ready to fight. What would you do? Amagiri, too, had betrayed no hint of his presence until he simply appeared.
何人いようが俺たちの敵じゃねえな。片っ端からやっちまおうぜ。
So, you could have a whole army of these chumps and they wouldn't be a match for us. I say we take them apart. His tongue flickered over his lips and his grin was almost hungry.
思う存分力を振るうのです。
So now you're losing it. Yes, do. Show us how superior you are.
今日がそがれた。引く。
This is a farce. We retreat. With no further deliberation, they leapt over the wall to the street and were gone. The Shinsengumi did not pursue them. My body sagged with relief as the terrified energy of the last few minutes quickly ebbed away.
どうやら今夜はここまでのようだな。
Alright, won't see them again tonight. The warmth of his arm lingered for a few moments after he let go of me. Hijikata, thank you.
おい、被害の状況を報告しろ。
Hey, what's the status of the injured? Oh, the moment he let go, he turned away to deal with his men. He hadn't even heard me. His face was cold and hard, the face of the demon of the Shinsengumi. At the last of his warmth left me, I shivered in the cold night air. That's kind of sad. I won't go back in your arms. It seemed like morning came altogether too early. I sighed, splashed my face with cold water to clear my wits, and headed for the common room. The captains and several other men were already there, including Inoue and Yamazaki. Good morning. They nodded or mumbled return greetings, but their faces were universally dour after the night's events. I heard Inoue and Yamazaki mention Shimada's name and edged over to listen in on their conversation.
島田君の様子はどうなんだい？
How is he doing?
打ちどころが悪くて気絶したようですが、怪我は内身程度で大したことはありません。今後のタイムにも特に支障はないでしょう。
The hit knocked him out, but aside from some bruises, he seems to be fine. He'll be back on duty soon. So this is what you look like without your spy/ninja outfit on. It's kind of cute. I don't know why I thought him cute. I guess because he's a ninja, and I'm just like, ooh, ninja, yay! I sighed with relief and felt some of my tension leave my neck. If Shimada had been seriously hurt guarding me?
ああ、島田君が君に謝ってくれと言っていたよ。役に立てず申し訳ないと。
Oh, Chizuru, Shimada wanted to apologize to you for not doing a better job. What? I'm the one who should apologize to him. I felt the conversation in the room end and turned to see Kondo walk through the door. He was unusually calm and collected, but today his face was especially stern. Something was wrong. But what?
いやあ、何かあったのかい？もともといかつい顔なのに、それじゃ迫力満点だ。
Oh no, what's happened? You've got a scary enough face to begin with, Kondo. Now you're just terrifying.
ほら、怖がってるじゃないか。
Look, you're even scaring her. No, I'm not scared. I waved my hand desperately and the men laughed.
それはすまなかった。
Sorry about that. He gave me a tight grin, but looked down, his face grim. Please, just tell us what happened. Is it bad?
すぐにわかることだから伝えておこう。
Well, you'll find out soon enough, I suppose. He wasn't just talking to me anymore. The rest of the men moved closer to hear what he had to say.
西本願寺からこれ以上新選組がここにいるのは困ると言ってきた。
Nishi Howanji doesn't want the Shinsengumi here anymore.
それはつまり、我々にここから出ていけということですか？
You're telling us to leave, you mean?
いや、さすがにそこまで直接的な物言いではなかったが。
Well, I didn't say it in so many words, but yes.
いつかはそうなるんじゃないかと思ってはいたがね。いやはや、しかし困ったね。
I had a feeling this day would come eventually, but now that it's here, what should we do? The monks of the Nishi Howanji temple were imperialists and allies to the Chonsu. I had never been fond of the Shinsengumi, but decided to force our way into their temple anyway. It was no surprise they wanted us out, but I had finally begun to feel like the temple was my home. On a more practical level as well, it was far more convenient for our work in Kyoto. I was sure I wasn't the only one who felt that way.
それにしても急な話ですね。まさか昨日の騒ぎが原因ですか？
Still, this is awful sudden. Do you think last night's incident triggered this?
ああ、ここで騒ぎを起こしては困るらしい。
I don't have to think, I know. But you don't want fighting on the temple's grounds.
察するに、長州か薩摩、そのあたりからも言われているのだろうな。
I'm sure someone else has had a hand in this too. Chonsu maybe, or Satsuma. The fight the night before had only happened because of me. I'm sorry, this is my fault.
そうではないさ。もともと無理難題を言ってここに押しかけたのは我々なんだからな。
Not true. We came to this temple and forced him to yield our admittedly unreasonable demands.
でもどうするのですか。豚書移転ともなると、また候補地選びからやり直しになります。
But what are we gonna do? If we have to move, then we need to start looking for a new location.
それがな、移転先の敷地も豚書も全部西本願寺が持ってくれるそうだ。
Actually, we don't. We'll be provided with a new site courtesy of the Nishiwanji Temple. え？
おお、そりゃすごい。よっぽど出て行ってほしいのですな。
That's awfully generous. They must really want us gone.
まあ、ここは素直に受け取っておいた方がいいだろう。また忙しくなるぞ。
Yes, on both counts, which is why I decided to accept their offer. Things are going to get busy around here soon. A plot of land was purchased and a new compound built, all paid by the Nishiwanji Temple. It became the third headquarters of Shinsengumi, the Fudodo village location. Yeah, Fudodo. I didn't think about it. I'm like, what? The Shinsengumi compound was located in the village of Fudodo. Yeah, Fudodo. That doesn't sound right. By the time summer came, the Shinsengumi had left Nishiwanji, where they had spent more than 2 years. Well, there ends section 2 of chapter 3. That was quite interesting, and yay, CGIs! Oh my god, and we learned more about ourselves, so that's kind of cool. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. If you have any comments on the video, please put it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next half of chapter 3. Until then, bye, Kaze out.